Hey, what's going on, people? Aha, there it is. This is a different kind of hangout. Um, been doing a lot of stuff, and let's see, hit that up. There we go. Okay, I guess that's gonna pop up in a second because it should be broadcasting. Let's see. All right, is this even working? Okay, I see people popping in. This is crazy. All right, I see people coming in. Cool, cool, cool. One of the things that I want to talk about tonight, like I said, this is very, very different than anything I've ever done before. I've been doing a lot of introspection. I've been looking at the channel. I've been going through my email list, and it is the strangest thing that for years I've been saying I am not a reseller. And like, I don't do storage auctions anymore, and I have no intentions of going back, right? And I keep getting people who will hit me up, friend me on Facebook, and they want to talk about storage auctions. And this is the thing: you can make a lot of money with storage auctions in 2016, but you got to have some money. You will need an organization. You'll need some help. And when I tell people that, they kind of don't want to. They're like, well, I know that's what you tell everyone else, but where's the special stuff for me? Where is the, the super magnificent, the over the top, the special information that can make me a lot of money very quickly, but I don't have to work that hard. And storage auctions are really, really hard. It's really hard work. I mean, it's profitable. Like I said, you can make money, but you're going to have to work at it. You're definitely going to have to work at it. And I've been going through stuff, and I keep getting people who want to engage and talk about something that I don't do. And I have literally screamed from the rooftops that I don't do this stuff anymore. But they keep coming in, and it creates this problem because I want to move the business, the information, the things that I do in a totally different direction. But I keep getting these people, and they'll keep coming in for the offers. And they're like, well, I even had one person, I was doing a webinar, right? Nothing to do with storage auctions, nothing to do with resale. And it's like, and it kept asking those kind of questions. And I was like, dude, we're not even talking about that. And I had to like block the person. And I'm thinking, okay, what am I gonna have to do here to solve this? Am I going to have to remove all of the storage auction videos to stop this from happening? Because what's happening is people want one thing and I offer something else. And it's like I'm just kind of sick of it, because like I said, I'm not a reseller. I had to battle some assholes who kept putting me in reseller communities, kept putting my name in their mouth about reselling. It's like, I don't do that shit anymore. And this went on for like 2 years, and they wouldn't let the shit go. And that's like, damn. And today, and the reason I'm doing this hangout is I had someone who's like, look, I want the storage auction book, and here's my number. Give me a call. Let's talk. I was like, I don't have fucking time to sit there and call up everybody that wants me to call people. Straight up. I mean, it's getting old. And I'm just like, okay. And I think part of it is that there are many people who see storage auctions as an easy way to make money, a fast way to make money with little effort that's really required to be successful. And when I put the channel up and I talked about storage auctions, not once did I underestimate or undersell how difficult storage auctions are going to be. Not once. And some people just keep ignoring that or don't want to give it the proper attention that it needs because like to be successful you're going to work your ass off. That's just reality with storage auctions. The money's there, but it's one of the hardest things that I have ever done in terms of making money. And it gets real interesting because I was talking to a longtime client the other day who does storage auctions. Now, he's definitely geared for the whole business. You know, he's made a lot of money, but he invested like 15 grand. And this was like 6 years ago. 15 grand right off the top, paid me like seven to bring him through the whole point of getting the store and everything. And, you know, if someone wants to do it like that, I have no problem talking to you. But if you think that you're going to start with $100 and scale up in like 6 months to livable income, probably not going to happen. It's just probably not going to happen. That's the reality. But people don't want to accept that reality. And I'm reading this book that talks about how you should relate to customers. And essentially, you know, we're incongruent here. There's some people who are going in the new direction of the channel with the making money online, YouTube, digital citizen, all that stuff. But there's a group of folks who are just like, I don't want to go there. I want Glendon to give me storage auction stuff. I want Glendon to give me reseller stuff. And there's plenty of new channels. When I started, there wasn't a lot. Now there's a lot of reseller channels. There's a lot of people who are doing picking and stuff. I mean, you can't watch all the videos. You just can't. So there's plenty of content out there for people who want it. But for some reason, my name keeps getting bragged in it. And someone added me to a reseller group the other day. And I was like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. And definitely the problem is I have so many videos. And you know, it's just the reality of looking at the situation because the biggest video I have is how to find a lot of money in storage. It's got like over 1 million views. And I think that video is bringing a lot of people to the party. So, and then someone sent me a message like, you know, I don't even know why people are checking my video count. It's like, yeah, it's like looking at your video count and it seems to stay the same. I'm like, why are you even looking at that? I don't understand. You got more information than me. But what I'm doing, if you haven't noticed, I'm releasing a lot of old content, a lot of stuff that I've never released before. I mean, there's literally maybe 200 videos that I've never released. And I'm like in groups of 3, 4, 5. There's some I will not release, but I'm putting that out and I'm doing this hangout to see how many people are serious about this stuff. Because like the thing is, if people are like, hey, you know what? I like to refer to the content. I like to go back. I like to watch the older videos. And you know, and when I say serious, I'm talking about contributions. Because tonight, well, this weekend, because I'm not going I can't do it this weekend, but I'm gonna see who's really serious because one of the things that I made well as a mistake was being way too accessible to people, answering questions, being very helpful. That was a mistake because there was this whole notion of, hey, you don't work that hard. He just got all this time to sit back and talk to me. And this is partially a rant because I don't know how many people send me their phone numbers and say, call me. Now, I'm going to give you some advice. If you are a salesperson and there is a customer that you're trying to do business with and you call up their office, is like, hey, this is Larry Jones. Here's my number. Call me back. You inherently know that doing that, more than likely, they're not going to call you back. Why the fuck are you doing that shit to me? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I was looking because as I was going through videos, I found a course that I had put up to YouTube that I didn't release to YouTube. I released it somewhere else. I'm finding out all kinds of stuff, and I was like, okay, do I release this stuff or do I let it be? And then I started deleting all the storage auction videos because it was a serious, serious question. Because if I get rid of all those videos, then I get rid of what I perceive to be my problem, and that's what I'm looking at. Because typically, when you want to be a reseller, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you the truth of this, you can only make so much money unless you scale up. And scaling up is moving out of your house, getting a warehouse, getting an office, and hiring staff. That is how you're going to break the $8,000 to $10,000 a month barrier. That's how you're going to break it. Or you can go ahead and do Amazon FBA and all that other stuff, right? But and there's a lot of people who have content who are putting stuff out about that all of the time. There's plenty of information out there for that stuff. So what I want to do is bring folks on to the new thing. Like, I don't know if you heard, but I think Macy's is closing 132 stores. I don't know if that's all of them, but that's a lot of stores. We're moving to a situation where software is eating the world. Anything that software can do or take over or obliterate, it's going to do that. It's going to do that. And that's not going to end. That's going to be a very big, big part of where we're going in the future. And it's a little crazy how many people refuse to accept that. It's really, you're going to have to learn how to do technology, because one of the reasons that many people like the reseller thing is you can get a competitive advantage if you have information or knowledge that most people don't have. You can definitely get that competitive advantage. But um, technology is killing that advantage for a lot of people, because I remove myself from all of the reseller groups and all this other stuff because I don't do it anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But I know what's going on. And those rare little things you could get and you could sell for 5, 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,000 bucks on eBay. Now you can go to eBay, there's like 150 of them every day. Um, it's amazing. And that's just technology. That's just the spread of information. And that is going to accelerate. That is going to accelerate. I've been on, I just entered my 8th year on YouTube, right? And the changes that I have seen on YouTube, and YouTube is a $1 billion company owned by a $1 billion company. And I just look at what they have gone through. Like live is not as good as Facebook Live. They've got something they're working on. And I do believe at some point there's going to be another player in the video marketing space beyond YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Vine and Yik Yak. There's all kinds of places, and Twitch, and there's going to be way more players coming into this space. And one of the things that, and I've did this with one client, but anytime I bring it up to a typical reseller, they don't want to do it because it's a lot of work and it takes money. But you could create a channel that can sell your Amazon and eBay stuff. Yeah, you could do it. It's simple and it's simple to outline the plan, but it's hard to execute. But you could dramatically improve your sales with a YouTube channel. But once again, that's thinking outside the box. And then it gets to where you're doing stuff that people don't want to do. They don't want to. I mean, like I said, I've come to a point of frustration with this stuff because, when I was in it, I was in it. I was in it to win it. I was putting out a lot of good information. And then I saw the community turn into this ugly mess because some people wanted to be internet famous and they did so at any cost. and a lot of those people are gone, and the few that are left, a lot of people hate them, and they get what they put out. And it's real interesting because I saw some people focusing more on fuckery than making money. They were focusing more on fuckery than finances. And that was real interesting. But where I want to go and take the channel is for people who want to start businesses for real and to build something to be proud of and to build legacies and to, get their life on a trajectory. And I've done that in a small measure, but not as much as I want to do it. And part of it is messaging, which is on me. And part of it is on how this channel is set up. And unless I can see something different in the next, few weeks, I'm probably going to have to remove the storage auction videos to go ahead and take the channel where I want it to go and to stop creating these situations where people are coming to me and it's like, hey, I mean, friending me on Facebook, and then I'll read this long thing and they want to talk about storage auctions. And, I have a new policy now. If you want to ask me a question, it costs money. That's going to be going in the instructions probably after I do this, because I could sit there and talk to you for an hour and tell you how to make $50,000 a year. That's a lot of value in that conversation. Now, there's some people who's like, I'm not going to pay for information. Fine. I'm not going to give it to you. That's where we are. And there's a lot of people who've made a lot of money from this channel. There's a lot of people who will probably continue to make a lot of money from this channel. And I want that to go on. But what I want is, I guess, peace, because it creates a situation of where it's like I have to go into the spiel. I don't do that anymore. If that's what you're looking for, you probably need to unsubscribe, because there will be no more reseller stuff. There'll be no more storage auction stuff. There won't be anymore, because I only believe in teaching people what I know. And I know video marketing. I know how to sell online courses. I know how to create online courses. I know how to drive traffic. I know how to build audiences. That's where I'm going. And in terms of scalability, you could just do so much more with that than you can with just reselling. And like I said, you can make a ton of money in reselling, a lot of money, but you're going to work your ass off. That's the reality. That's how I did it. That's how, maybe there's someone out there smarter than I am who can work not as hard and make a lot of money. But I had to, put out a lot of effort, time, energy, and money to make money in the resale game. That's just how it was for me. And I don't really see the value at this juncture of what I'm doing, and to keep talking about that stuff, to keep bringing it up, I just don't really see it. I just really don't. And as you can see, I haven't really talked about any resale stuff in 2 years, but that's where people are coming in. And I think one video I know for sure is bringing a lot of people in is the one about finding the money. And I mean, it's possible. I found a lot of money, but it's not an everyday event. It's not every month event. It's not even an every year event. It's just very, very rare. And essentially, one of the reasons that I was able to get so many juicy units is because I bought a bunch of shitty units. It was just sheer volume, because I calculated it out. The units that I bought plus the partnership units, it was over 2,000 units. Now, this is over a long time, but it was like over 2,000 units. And there were 38 to maybe 40 something that were like extremely remarkable out of 2,000. Um, and then, we made most of our money on, if we can get a unit for $100, flip it for, if we made $400 total, that was a $300 appreciation. That was a win. That's how we looked at that stuff. And, there are people who want to build businesses on home runs and other stuff. And a lot of people are not willing to put in the work. So that's kind of it. Like, if anyone that's there that's got a question, just put in there. I'll answer it while I'm here. But essentially, the catch is, and I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to just see how many people appreciate this channel, because it's one thing to say, "Oh, I appreciate the channel. I like it. I like the content." And I have a number, and say, because I don't think it's going to happen. But if I get, let's just say $1,000, get $1,000. I'm gonna leave the storage auction content alone. I'll just leave it up and suffer through it, because that will say enough people actually care about it. But if I get what I think I'm gonna get, which is zero, that will tell the tale, because there is the ability of being charitable, because there are many people who will look to someone in my position, someone who has information, a little influence, and it's like, hey, you should do this for the people, right? Well, we're all people, right? And I want to see how many folks care enough about this stuff that they would, make a contribution for the benefit of folks they do not know in the future. That I think would be very interesting. So, yeah, this is the deal. I get $1,000 by what, Sunday? I'll leave the channel alone, because I know between now and Sunday, there's going to be a few hundred people who are going to see this. And essentially, we're talking about $5, $10 a person. Not killer money, not killer money at all. And this is something else I've noticed. It's not really about the money. It's about, if this thing, people care about it, because you got folks out there spending, 1,300, $1,500 to redo their exhaust system so their car goes vroom, vroom, vroom in a heartbeat, just to hear that, you know. So, oh yeah, like I said, I mentioned money, then the number of people watching dropped off. Why am I not surprised? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Um, but there will be some more changes. There's going to be more changes with artwork. I will give you a quick story about dealing with a network, because I got like four of them want to bring the channel on, and unless somebody really, because I got, this is going to be my pitch, because for those of you who have YouTube channels and approached by networks, typically when they take over your AdSense account after 30 days, they start getting benefit from your channel. They start getting tangible benefit from your channel. And my new thing is, if I can't get tangible benefit as soon as you get tangible benefit, there's no point in us working together. I worked with this channel. It was freedom, and I just did it because I knew I was going to do the YouTube book. And instead of just having a outside view, I wanted to be inside. And I can tell you, a lot of the videos that these people are putting up about networks are 100% true. Um, it's just a bad deal unless you have a certain kind of, if you have the ability to command your price, if you have 250, 300,000 subscribers, and you could say, look, you got to give me this if we're going to work together. Okay, then at that point it makes sense. But for the average person, doesn't really make sense at all. Not at all. I mean, it's just an exercise in futility. You could lose money. They'll tell you to use non-skippable ads, which can kill your watch time. So there's a balance with that. But typically, it's just not a good move for the average person, because it just isn't. It just isn't. Now, with that said, I was only with one network, and if you're like doing beauty, that's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. But definitely. So let's see. We got a few questions here. Josh, you got to have a truck, trailer, storage space, money to bid, and lots of sweat equity. It's not passive. You have to stay on top of it. Yep. That is definitely the truth. And the early days, I often work 7 days a week. Now, I will tell you in the beginning, I was doing like 1,500, 2,000 a week after expenses. So it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. And we scaled up from there. And let's see, here's another question. How much do you usually generate from your courses? Nothing to $1 million. That's pretty much the range because I put out courses that made nothing. So there is no template. And see, that's actually a good question because there are many people. I've got some that I got to finish up this weekend about how to create and build online courses. It's just a template. It's not going to get real deep in it. And I've been in the space, I've used Udemy, I've used Thinkific. I love Thinkific. I've used Gumroad. I've been in a lot of groups, and many people get all hung up on the platform, right? Platform ain't shit without traffic. I mean, hands down, everyone that is struggling isn't because of the platform. Udemy, I've got courses on Udemy right now. I I haven't sold one in months. Why? Because I don't promote it. Now, Udemy has millions of people on the platform, right? So why, if being on the platform is all that great, because I have, I think, 4 or 5 courses there, I'm making no money. I have to actively say, hey, I have courses on Udemy. Here's the link. And I have to drive traffic to that platform, which is getting a good size cut of the money. And I mean, who said pimping is dead? I mean, that's the reason I opted out of Udemy when I saw what was going on. And this isn't to bash Udemy anything, because it's a brilliant concept. But if I gotta drive traffic, I'm not sharing any of the money with you. That's just how I think. If I can go to a platform and I just drop my course, then all of a sudden I'm making all these sales. If they took 75%, I could deal with it because I don't have to do shit. But if I got to build a course, I got to do the research, I got to drive the traffic, if I have to pay for advertising, wait a minute, why are your hands in my pocket? But once again, that's my business knowledge. That's how I look at it. That's how I see it. And many people are building courses because I'm in a group right now and I can tell everybody that's going to give up because the questions they're asking are predicated on the lack of risk. They're predicating their questions on security and guarantees when you don't want to guarantee with this stuff. You go out there and you can make a ton of money with your courses and the stuff that you put out. But if you have a guarantee, that means you got a cap. It gets to be really interesting because it's the future. It's going to get to a point where you will take an online course and it will be indistinguishable from a college curriculum. And there's a lot of courses that are already like that. You'll get certificates. You'll get, this is what people are putting together, and they're going to make serious bank. Serious bank. I'm talking about a lot of bank. Let's see if we have any more questions here. And one of the reasons I'm doing the screenshot is, and this is the thing, the quality of Google Hangouts has seriously gone down. It's very spotty. I remember Hangout quality was just great. It was eye popping. And now, it could be anything. It could be real cool, or it could be, real grainy and stuff. But that's it. Oh, and something else. Here's another lesson that I learned in these last 6 months. Now, this is another reason that I'm thinking about removing this reseller content. I got a video, right? And it's called How to Start a Business Without Any Money. And it didn't say how to start a business without any sweat equity. It didn't start it's how to start a business without any hustle or effort. It didn't say any of that. And I'm getting a lot of people who think that they could start a significant business with little risk, little effort, and get a great reward. Well, when I was, feeling charitable, and I was trying to help people out, I create a problem for myself. And if you're going to do any internet marketing, the things that's happening with email list have become really crazy. I have an email list. Actually, I have three. I have three services that I use. And if you're sending out emails, and understand you are paying these services, and it's not cheap. One of them is really not cheap. And due to you on the other end who sign up for the email list, if you guys don't open the emails, then you have a lower deliverability rate. It's a score, right? So even though you're paying what you're supposed to be paying, if you're drawing people onto your list who are not reading your stuff, your deliverability, which means the number of emails that get to people who should read them, it goes down. And this is all in conjunction with your email providers and Yahoo and Gmail and yeah, all of that. It goes down. And I get, every day I get emails like, hey, I heard on YouTube you were doing this, but I checked my email and it was in my spam folder. So that's one of the reasons, like, I'm not really making videos this month because every day we're going through that and cleaning it up and we're emailing people, we're talking to people. It created a clusterfuck. And it's weird because I will say, because, I have no problem giving out information that helps people from 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and even 15. That was very effective, but I was drawing a certain kind of crowd, right? And then it changed. 2015, it changed. And I started getting what I call the magic jelly bean people, the folks who are all about those magic jelly beans, right? And they're just delusional. That's the best word I can think of. They're just delusional because they'll like, hey, you're online, you're doing stuff, you're making money. It doesn't look that hard. I should be able to do it too. And you know what? A lot of people could do it what I'm doing easily, but they're going to have to go to work. They're going to have to put forth a lot of effort. They're going to have to really, really put out and be significant about their hustle. And it was just like, wow, because I actually hired someone and we were going through it and everything, and I found the problem. And I will tell you, when I send stuff out, what I have been doing is when someone unsubscribes, I'll go to hustlerslifeskills.com and I will see that person signed up. I will see when they signed up and I will audit their account. And 99.99%, these people did not take one course, did not open up one course, did not read a book, didn't do nothing. They're like, oh, it's just free. So me being charitable, I fucked myself. And, fall's coming up and I'm like, I got to clean this up. I got to make sure that I put out the right expectations. I have to give people the right messaging so we don't have this problem anymore. And it's kind of crazy. It really is. So that's one of the reasons that I'm thinking about, removing the reseller content because it's bringing in people who are living on fantasy. Because like I said, 2016, if you wanted to start a storage auction business, you could make a lot of money. But number one, you're going to have some money to get started. I got a guy, I responded to someone before I did this because, they moved the Google Hangout. You had to actually Google the Google Hangout link because they've changed Google Plus pages. And he wanted to replace his $150,000 income with storage auctions. Now he can. And I'm going to actually tell you what he would have to do. Number one, he would need to grab 50 to 75K straight up off the riff. And he would need to rent space like a warehouse, a real warehouse, 5,000 square feet. Then you would have to hire staff because, see, I advised a company that was doing this 2010 because they started doing storage auctions, and they hired me to help them because they were running into some problems. And it was funny because they had most of it right, but they were missing some critical components. So now you got your space. Then you've got to get on social media. You got to be on Twitter. You got to be on Instagram. You got to get your Facebook group. There's so many things that you would have to do that will facilitate it. You have to get up on OfferUp. You have to get on Nextdoor.com, and then you'll have to create this business plan, because to replace $150,000 in job income in a storage auction business, because you're spending so much money, you're going to have to do $500,000 a year. Yep, $500,000 a year. It's the verticals have changed since I've did it. Back in the day, you could spend 20 grand, make 100 grand easy, or even more easy. It ain't happening now. That's not happening now. And that's what it would take. And when I started talking like that and the reality, then people lose that enthusiasm, and then their stars go out their eyes, and they're like, oh shit, this isn't what I thought. Man, why are you waking me up from my dream? Here's some storage auctions works, but use your home instead of buying a warehouse. No, if you wanted to be a part-timer forever, yeah, use your home and quickly get it overwhelmed. No, you will have to rent space. See, that's what I'm talking about. Many people think that they can do this and make good money and not really spend any money. The game is not like that anymore. One of the reasons that I moved from resale content, and I got out of it early. I got out of it when there was still money on the table. I saw where this shit was heading. People have these, in the shows and the reruns, and every day someone thinks, hey, I can go out there and buy a storage unit, right, and make a lot of money. And what they're missing is everybody in the country isn't rich, right? So everyone in the country doesn't have large disposable incomes, right? Typically, your better shit in a storage unit is going to come from someone who had some shit. Now, out of my 30 some, 40 some killer units, 25 of the people died. That's how I got the unit. They died. They had nobody to claim their shit. If they had relatives or somebody that knew what was in there, I never would have got it. So that's a big key to getting killer stuff in storage units. Another thing, people just fall upon hard times, but at one point they needed to have some decent merchandise. So, and that's the thing, because typically you get a lot of people who want to talk about storage auctions and what you do and everything. Like I said, I can advise you to start a business, but there is really, in my view, no no profit in me sitting down and talking to you with starting a regular storage auction hustle, in my mind. And you know what, I'll throw out an offer, because this is something that I'm going to bring back. I used to do a lot of Easter eggs to see where people were watching the video and stuff. But anybody that wants to sit down and have a in-depth storage auction conversation, you hit that link under the video, and the number has to be 200 and above. I'll get on the phone and I will talk to you. $200 and above. Anyone that does that, less than 200, I am not talking to you. Can't get any clearer than that. So if you want to gab about storage auctions and how you can get set up, I'll give you my time for $200. There it is. I don't even know what minute mark this is, because I haven't been paying attention, but we'll see how many people watch this video. Because see, this is something else too. And it's very, very powerful technique. When you're doing social media, you want to have Easter eggs and calls to actions, because that's exactly what I just did in your content further down, to see how many people get to that point. Now, I didn't put a bunch of hooks in this, because I was just like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to lead this up and see what happens over the weekend, because I got really, really frustrated that I got to go through this shit. because I made a decision to do something different that a lot of people don't like, which is kind of crazy because I read comments and there was these guys having this conversation about me, and it's just like, yeah, man, he abandoned us, like like we were married to some shit. I was like, what? Wait, abandoned you? You don't own me? What kind of shit is that? Now these same people will stop watching the YouTube channel on the heartbeat, and nobody, it ain't about abandonment at that point. I thought that was just really funny, the terminology of that. But typically I saw that because right now a bunch of people are like skipping back and forth between eBay and Amazon because eBay will do something, a bunch of people will run over to Amazon, then Amazon will do something, I'll run back to eBay. I mean, as long as you are on their platform, and oh, for those of you who don't know, shit's gonna get interesting in about 12 months or maybe sooner. Walmart just bought Jet. And if you didn't know what Jet is, Jet was founded by the guy who started diapers.com. And he sold, well, he didn't have no choice because Amazon was going to take him out. So he was kind of forced to sell his company in Amazon. Well, he builds this company, Jet, to be Amazon's competition. And Walmart, which is by revenue, the number one company in the world by revenue. Amazon is like 455. Now, Walmart has issues and people talk shit about Walmart, but Walmart has more money in the bank than Amazon's going to make in the next 2 years. Now, I don't know about you, it's just me, but when have in the final four, Team 64 got to number one spot? You've seen some get close, but they're not even 64. Amazon is like not even in the 400s. This is what's going to happen, and Amazon's not going out of business. Amazon's a very smart company. They're run very well. They'll always be around. But Walmart is going to start fucking with the things that they're good at. That's coming. Now, who's going to get caught in the carnage? The resellers who are using those platforms. They're going to get caught. I get a lot of people who do Amazon FBA, and they're kind of like want to do something else. But see, this is the thing. And this is one of the things I learned from consulting with people. If someone's really fucking comfortable, they're not going to do something uncomfortable. I don't care how good it sounds. They may have a dream. They may be in the gym, shooting hoops, thinking about, yeah, I can start this artistic site, or I can start this pottery thing. Yeah. But if you're making good money, you're comfortable, your bills are paid, and you go on vacation whenever you want, it is rare that person's going to rock that apple cart. Typically, when shit goes sideways, then they're forced to do something else. That's when they'll make the decision. Because I told the guy today, he was just like, well, I want to talk about it. He sent me one of those long "let's make love" emails, and I said, dude, you're very comfortable, and I don't see you doing what you say you want to do based upon what you told me. And he was like, well, let's just talk. I'm like, no, I just sent him an invoice. It's like, hey, you want to talk? There it is. I have heard nothing. And that's the whole point that I'm making here. If you went to the number one video on this channel, which was August 6, 2009, and you started watching those videos, 800 hours worth, right? It's 800 hours. You would learn how to make money for your time. See, it's not free, because you would have to listen. You probably have to listen again, take notes, and then go out and implement, right? And that right there gets to be challenging and hard. That gets to be very, very hard. Let's see. What do we have here in the comments section? Oh, we got people leaving comments now. Please do not remove the storage content. It's helpful to many of us, no matter if you're reselling or not. I mean, all right, this is my thing. I'm drawing people who are looking for something that I don't have. And even when I say I don't do that anymore, they're like, well, let's hop on the phone. I'm just serious. I mean, I know it sounds really crazy, but It's like it's the strangest shit. And like I said, I'm kind of sick of it because I will tell you, there's probably 1,200 videos on the channel you can see, 1,200, 1,300, something like that. And when I go through, but it's mostly my newer stuff that's getting the views. You'll get someone who'll find the older stuff and they'll watch a bunch of them, but it's not those. I mean, if I removed them, that my view count wouldn't really go down that much. Once again, that's why I'm thinking about doing it. I would lose if I took down what to do if you found a large sum of money. I would lose about 30,000 views a month from that one alone, and then the rest, I have to look at it, but it would be a big impact because then the channel would reset, but I would still probably get well over 200,000 views a month. Walmart jet merger. I have no clue. Um, I don't know if it would spawn because I know you can sell on Sears. Like I said, I don't do that stuff, but anything's possible. What I think that the Walmart jet merger is going to do is going to dramatically kill cheap shit. You have a lot of FBA sellers who go to China and then they'll find some cheap usable stuff that has a lot of sales. I think that category is going to be decimated. I mean, Walmart has its own factories in China. I want you to think about that. Walmart has its own factories, lots of them in China. So not only can they play that game, they can make the shit, brand the shit, and sell it for half and still make money. I think a lot of people who are doing those categories, like I said, the cheap bullshit, they're just going to get their asses handed to them. I think that's coming. Let's see, Zach. Thanks for the insight. I'm not sure how to get to the other commenting system. I still have around 1,500, 2,000 worth of resale for vintage video games I picked up on Kaju a few months ago, and I've been dragging ass to sell it, but I'm glad I waited because I'm now with the Pokemon Go blowing up, and I have a decent amount of Pokemon games and Nintendo games. So you're saying that the reselling game itself is going to get dangerous soon? No, no, no. All right. What I'm saying is I am removing reseller content because it's drawing a customer base to me that I can't serve because I don't do resell. Let me be real clear. If you got the right juice and capital, and see, this is the biggest reason a lot of resellers struggle. They don't have enough capital to start correctly. And when I say capital, 5, 10 grand. Because typically you got to spend money, then you got to live on money, and you just can never roll up. But no, if you are a smart reseller, there's plenty of money on the table, and I think there always will be. It's just if you're a reseller that's dependent upon eBay, you're dependent upon Amazon. Because see, this is the thing. When I did it, I sold to the public. 8,000 plus transactions on Craigslist face to face through the warehouse. Plus, I don't know how many more, because I still sold on Craigslist after I shut everything down. If you're the face to face reseller and you just learn how to build a business, you can make a grip. So that's not going anywhere. It's definitely not going anywhere. Let's see what else. What else is going on? If there's any more questions, but no, I mean, I'm not going to mention any names, but I get a bunch of people who do FBA, and they'll reach out to me and they'll tell me that Amazon tried to buy them out. All right, this is my advice to anyone who's in the Amazon FBA. If Amazon comes to you and they want to buy your inventory, sell it to them, because if they start selling against you, guess who's going to win that battle? I mean, seriously, just guess who's going to win that battle? There's a Mr. Stack. I'm not interested at all in storage auction business. I mean, okay, let me give you the tribes. Matter of fact, let me go into some. I'm gonna give you why I'm thinking about getting rid of this. Because, like I said, we've been working on the email list and sectorizing it. Let me give you the tribes of people that come through the channel. All right. I got one email form, digital citizens. These are the people who are interested in stuff I do. Then I've got evolving man. This is stuff who come for the manhood stuff. Then the higher level of real estate training. Then I got hustle, sweat, and grind. Those are the people who come for like the hustler's mindset book, the mindset stuff, hustler kung fu drops. That's my audio newsletter. Then hustlers MBA. This is for folks who want to learn how to do a business process, the mindset people. Then there's law of attraction. That's some other stuff that's coming. And then I got a smaller group of people who want one-on-one coaching. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories of people who come to the channel. And I didn't even put storage auction on there because I don't do that anymore. I mean, all right, let's be real. I don't buy units. It's like, all right, yeah. I'm still putting out storage auction content, right? But I haven't bought a unit since 2009. That just looks janky. That just looks raggedy anyway. And I knew when I wrote that book that I was done with the business. I inherently knew that. So it doesn't even make any sense in my mind. It just doesn't. Spend around $400 on 100 items, only taking a few boxes in my up in my closet. Let's see. Already seeing more Walmart listings pop up when I search for product listings. A lot more than 1 in 100. 2000. Let's see, like from 1 in 100 in 2012 to 5 to 10 a day. Their e-commerce percentage is probably growing faster than Amazon. Dude, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Like I said, I don't think Amazon is going to go out of business because Amazon is a really smart company, and Amazon has built a lot of shit like Amazon AWS, their hosting service, their payment. They've got a lot of stuff that are like billion-dollar companies within the billion-dollar company, so they're not going anywhere. But cheap shit city is about to get attacked, just like you said. Their listings, and I mean, there is nothing that Amazon can get that Walmart can't make. And I don't think a lot of people really appreciate that. Walmart has its own fucking factories, its own distribution system. Walmart has its own fucking bank. I mean, it's just they got the distribution system, they've got the warehouse, they've got, oh yeah, and they have billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of cash sitting around. Walmart is not a stupid company. From a technological standpoint, Walmart has a long way to go to catch up with Amazon, but from a sound business practices, I mean, they're not going out of business. They're not. And you, just like Ion Trade said, you're seeing more and more. You think wait until this time next year. And if Walmart spawned an FBA program, I don't think they will. They don't have to. They don't need to leverage a bunch of third party sellers. They don't have to do it. If they did it, it might be to dilute Amazon's base. Give sellers a better deal so they will stop selling on Amazon. But I don't see that happening. They don't have to do it. I mean, from a strategic move, they might do something like that, but they're going to be a problem for Amazon because I look at what I buy on Amazon, and it's usually cheap stuff. All righty then. We got all righty. That's well, when you do Google Hangouts on the air, you can get any and everything because something just weird just happened. But it's going to be interesting. But tips for someone who wants to be a smarter reseller: you're going to have to know a category inside and out. That's going to be your strength, preferably 10. I knew furniture very well, and that actually made me money. I remember going to an auction, and this was when I was coming out of the commercial office furniture business. And the auctioneer opens up not one, not two, but 3 units full of office furniture, and everybody walks off, right? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And the guy was like, nobody wants it. And I just like, I'll take all three for $5. And the dude like sold. He's like, I'm glad you showed up. Nobody wants to move office furniture. I didn't even touch that shit. I called up one of my friends and I was like, look, I can give you 30 U groups, right? You know, they need a little cosmetic rehab, but you can make money. I'll sell them to you for a price. And he's like, he said 30. I was like, you gotta come get them. Matter of fact, you come look at them today. And I let him look at him. I was like, how much would you give me per group? And he's like, shit, if they're all like that, I'll give you $1,000 a piece. So that's what specialized knowledge will do for you in resale, because Walmart and Amazon are not going to be fucking around with antiques and collectibles. They're just not. Doesn't make any sense for them. It's hard to scale. So that doesn't really work out very well for them. So that's going to be wide open for people who want to do that stuff. They'll always be there. Always. Let's see. Amazon is making it easy for sales to work for them. They may not make money, but that's because they actually pay out what what that's why they go if you want to make money online. Well, see, this is something about that. There is something that's called you got to make profit at some point. You can't continue to lose money. Now, once again, Amazon's a very smart company. They have been doing stuff to make the company durable, which Wall Street doesn't appreciate. But once again, they got to deal with a company that is number one in terms of revenue in the world that just bought it. Because the reason Walmart bought Jet wasn't for the platform. They bought the DNA and the technological know-how, because the guy that started Jet started diapers.com. He knows how to sell shit and build companies online. And that's all Walmart needed. They need some tech help on that. That was it. And I think that's going to happen. So definitely. There's a Walmart distribution center that bought out the Target distribution center in my city, and they're doing the second round of hiring 1,700 people within this month. Hopefully I can get a millwright job with them. I'm going to read that again. Now, see, I just started this from a whole different vantage point. There is a Walmart distribution center that bought out the old Target distribution center in my city, and they're doing a second round of hiring 1,700 plus people. Walmart is getting ready to go to war with Amazon. That's what they're getting ready to do. Now, Walmart can play the low ball game longer than Amazon can. Because see, Walmart has the stores to fall back on. Walmart has this international stores to fall back on. So it's going to be interesting. And like I said, there'll be still plenty of opportunity. But everybody, and this is my prediction, you know, I love making these predictions. Everybody that's doing FBA and they went out and quote private labeled cheap bullshit, they're in trouble. That shit's going to disappear quick as it came. I'm serious, because this is what's going to happen. All right. People are impatient, right? So you want to buy some cheap widget. It's $10, right? Walmart is going to have the ability to have that shit delivered to your door. Why do you think Amazon started doing an hour, like deliveries within a 3-hour window? Walmart has all these stores. Once they get their shit together, and they will, Walmart can have a hub in a store, bring you your groceries. I mean, there's just certain things that people are not going to buy online. You know, people aren't buying eggs online, but if Walmart say, hey, we'll bring your eggs to you, people go for that. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. But that's the thing. So I think I left an Easter egg in there, And I won't just say it again because it's under the video. For the folks who want to see the reseller content, I'm looking for a commitment this weekend to see people who really care about this stuff, because there's a bunch of folks who are going to see it. I already know that. There's a bunch of folks who'll be happy. There was a lot of folks who were thrilled when I stopped doing resale. And I mean, it was a good move because I'm living and doing what I want to do, because I always wanted to be a writer. I always wanted to be a communicator. I always wanted to do art. And there's some other stuff that I want to do in the line with video. So it's just me moving into what makes me happy. And I think everybody should do what makes them happy. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Let's see. Just going through the comments real quick. All right, let's see. Let me go. That's kind of crazy. That's real crazy. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. So anybody that wants to see the reseller content still here, just leave a contribution. I'm not going to tell you what, but once again, I did make that offer. Anyone that leaves $200 or more, I'll get on the phone with you and I'll talk about storage auctions until your little heart explodes with reseller joy. So with that, thanks for coming out tonight, and I will catch you folks later.